Hey Jacob, want to hear a joke?
You mean this fucking podcast?
No, that's my line, you fucking asshole. What's up, retards? We are back after a very long commercial break for...
Christmas.
Yeah, Christmas break. We were on vacation, so we're back now. And we are stronger than ever with our Thanos car.
Yeah, we would have told you when we would have been back, but unfortunately, we don't have 20/20 vision, so we couldn't tell you at that time. But we're back now. We know you missed us.
Yeah.
Obligatory 20/20 meme has been made. We can continue with the podcast now. Alright, let's fucking go.
Yeah, we haven't made a video since last decade.
Shoot me. If I hear those fucking drums one more time, I will take your sticks away.
Well, there's no sticks to take. It's a fucking soundboard,
Shut the
Jacob.
fuck up. You know what I mean.
Alright. So, topics for today, Jacob. What do you want to talk about?
Let's talk about some really fucking obscure cars. The car mentality. Everyone's favorite fucking joke. Weight reduction. And then we actually have a new segment for today. We're gonna do a little bit of a meme review today. You know, PewDiePie, where you at?
Car meme review.
Car meme review. Car meme review. Yeah.
Kill yourself.
And then finally, we're gonna probably wrap it up with the brand new announcement from our favorite squinties over at Toyota. They have actually something really fucking neat that's probably gonna be better than the Supra. Frankly, I can't wait to share that with you guys because I think it's gonna be fun. But let's get into it, Mark.
All right. So, first thing we're talking about is obscure cars. Is that what we decided on?
Yeah. Let's start there.
Yeah, so what I wanted to talk about here was the fact that obscure cars, like nobody cares about obscure cars except for obscure car owners.
Amen.
Right? Like no one gives a fucking shit about obscure cars. Like the 1993 Mazda MX-6 that I own. No one gives a fuck about it except for those of us that own them and or drive them.
Amen. I mean, like, and then there's my case where I've been introduced to some really obscure cars just via means of the internet and some of the big car tubers. You know, you got your boys at Mighty Car Mods who introduced most of the world to the wonderful
Daihatsu.
piece of Japanese artwork that is the Daihatsu Mira.
Yep.
I fucking love that little shitter. And I swear, every time I see a car about roughly that shape, I kind of shit my pants. I'm like, oh, it looks like a Daihatsu Mira. And my dad looks at me like I'm fucking retarded. I'm just like, you don't get it, do you? And he just looks at me just like, what the fuck is a Daihatsu? He doesn't say it, but I can just see it in his eyes, just like, what the fuck have I brought into this world? And then, you know, the Suzuki Cappuccino. I actually saw one of those around where I live once. It was really fucking weird. Because it's actually smaller than it looks, believe it or not. I tower Jacob, 8 inches over the car.
Jacob, you're like the one person that actually cares about, like, obscure cars.
I love obscure cars!
And you don't own an obscure car, so it's so weird.
Because they're so neat!
I own an obscure car.
It's like when you take a look at, like,
but...
a really shitty, like... let me rephrase. It's like when you take a look at like a really stupid kind of ugly dog that, you know, like a bulldog, like a really old bulldog. You know, it's like not even a foot tall. It just kind of wobbles around. It makes a lot of noise. Everyone just kind of, you know, just like, oh yeah, that's the bulldog. We don't think much of him, but I'm the one guy just in the corner who's like, I love you so much, you ugly bastard. That's me with obscure cars. I just think they're fucking neat.
I do not like bulldogs. Or ugly dogs. Ugly dogs are stupid.
I hate you. I hate you so much.
And
sometimes.
who owns a fucking, what are those little shits called? The little tiny dogs, Chihuahuas. Who owns a fucking Chihuahua?
My uncle has a bulldog.
Yeah, that thing's
and a
adorable. Oh my god.
And I hate the Chihuahua. I will agree with you. Chihuahuas are fucking ass because 99% of them are literal demon spawn. They sit in the corners.
Straight up.
But then there's like
rage, fucking rage.
less than 1% of Chihuahuas that are like actually, you know, kind of okay dogs, but we don't talk about those because they literally don't exist.
They don't exist, yeah.
But no, I just love obscure cars because, you know, much like the people who made them, you know, they put all this work and effort into it and no one knows about them. I'm like, no, someone's gonna love them. Like the POP 50.
I don't know what that is.
You don't know what the POP 50 is? All right, Mark.
Nope.
Well, I'm gonna drop you
it.
this image so that we can show our viewers who might not know what it is. It literally makes like, I want to say like 15 to 30 horsepower. So 1-seater, 3-wheeler. It's the smallest production car ever made. Freaking Top Gear did a bit on it back when they still had the OG crew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like the 2CV, isn't it?
Yeah. It's also kind of like the BMW Isetta.
Yeah.
I love it. I think it's fucking hilarious. It's an absolutely worthless fucking car, but I think it's hilarious.
Why does it exist?
Because
a
British
motorcycle
street
at
laws.
that point. It's a motor. It's just a motorcycle. That's all.
It's a motorcycle with a cab, and I kind of love it. Only because it looks so stupid.
Does it even have a heater?
No.
That's what I'm curious about.
No.
Yeah, so like, it's just a motorcycle.
It's literally a motorcycle engine with a cab and an extra wheel. Pretty much it.
Like one of those reverse tricycle motorcycles.
Yeah, with a cab.
It's still a motorcycle.
But yeah, I don't know what it is about obscure cars, but I just kind of look at it and just say, you. It's like the curmudgeon-y character in every TV show ever. Like how people are just drawn to them because they're absolute gremlins. That's how I feel about literal gremlins and other shit cars that no one cares about. I love them.
Oh, literal, like Gremlin the car?
Yeah, I love them.
AMC Gremlin.
They're so fucking stupid, and I love them. And then much like the Ford Pinto, it's just so neat looking. Again,
Dude, Pintos are actually cool though.
It's
like,
an
they're
absolute
mad
piece
underrated.
of garbage, but I love it.
No, they're mad underrated. If you put a turbo on one of those things, it will fucking rock.
Oh, I fucking bet.
You just gotta replace the fuel tank so you don't fucking die.
Yeah, because
car crash.
They're literally production car bombs. There's just something about just unknown cars. It just gets me going.
Obscure ones. I really like obscure cars because I own an obscure car, and it's interesting to learn about other obscure cars when it's like, wow, this car nobody really ever even knew it existed, yet it was so cool. Like it had a dual overhead cam V6 and
a really interesting shape nonetheless.
Forged internals and
like it came with a damn near bulletproof engine. It's just a shame it was kind of gutless.
What was?
Your car. Stock.
Yeah. Okay, well, no.
Only kind of.
You rode in it when it was stock and...
like, on its last fucking legs.
Yeah. Because it, like, did I ever tell you, when I tore that engine apart, it had a bad valve.
Yeah, you told me about that. That thing was, like, literally a piece of shit when I rode in it.
I mean, it's just a testament to Mazda's like engineering, you know, their engine building.
Mazda
like it ran for like 5 years, probably longer than that, with a bad valve, and it ran fine. Like that's just amazing. To me.
Like they used to make cars just to be fucking bulletproof back in the day, because you know, still like today, it's a monster investment to own a car. The car companies cared more back then, because you know they weren't so money hungry. They didn't realize, holy shit, we could literally sell a hunking heap of garbage on wheels, throw a Jeep badge on it, and sell it for $40,000 for it to break down in 12,000 miles.
I think most of it is the fact that with newer computer programs and stuff that tell you what the stresses and failure rates are in like designs and stuff really well, they're getting better and better at determining how long something will last.
Yeah.
And they're getting cocky about it, so they keep removing, the material here and there. They're like, need to make this 20% lighter, so let's remove this much material.
Yeah.
But they don't realize
they're creating a new stress point and a new point of failure, potentially.
Yeah.
If done horribly wrong.
The FEA can tell you a lot, but, they just don't build them overbuilt like they did in, the 90s and stuff.
Yeah, and that's why we don't have things with completely bulletproof engines like the MK4 Supra that could literally take 800 horsepower on stock internals.
Yeah, or a Toyota 22 RE that could run for like a million miles probably if you just drove it right and didn't.
My uncle had a 91 Toyota Corolla that he put 300,000 miles on, replaced the suspension, and then put another 100,000 miles on it before he wrecked it.
Jesus.
Never, like, literally all they did, your manual your own maintenance and upcare, like you should with a car if you're fucking smart. New suspension. That was it.
Yeah, when I was looking for the Mazda, I drove I don't remember what year it was. It might have been a 91 or something. Toyota Celica with 300,000 miles on it, and it still drove just fine. It was like
they're rock fucking solid.
Like, its clutch was just gone, but it drove fine.
That's bound to fucking happen. It's a Celica. People think it's a race car.
Yeah. The first thing I tried to do with it, and this is how I decided to buy the Mazda over that Celica, was let's see if it'll do a burnout.
And it didn't.
The Celica did not do a burnout, unfortunately, no.
My
the
fucking
Mazda
TC
did,
could do burnouts.
In the wet, yeah.
No, even on pavement. It's kind of a fucking animal for what it was, but it was an automatic, and it made me cry every time I drove it.
Yeah, I can't. I'm at the point where I can't drive automatics anymore.
It makes me ill. Like, unless I'm driving a truck, I can't drive an automatic. It just makes me like physically ill.
Even when driving a truck, automatics just make me sleepy.
Yeah, well, that's why I wanted a manual, because I had to drive half an hour down the freeway every day to get to school for 4 years, and I damn near almost fell asleep every other day in traffic on the freeway with someone in my car. It was really fucking sketchy. And I gave my brother the old car. My parents are finally selling that thing because my dad bought a truck. But I'm just like, yeah, I need a manual because I'm falling asleep on the road, and it's kind of danger.
Yep. Yeah, the only problem with manuals is my knees start to hurt after driving them for a while. Like, my MCL gets very pain.
For me, it's like my calves on some days, because when I drive it back after practice, holy fuck, there are some days where I can barely walk up the hill to get to my car, and then just sitting down in its pain, and then stepping on the clutch, I'm like, oh, well, if my calf decides to seize up, I'm wrecking the car today. That'll be fun.
Yeah, I've never had that happen, and I've gone mountain biking for pretty long times. I've never had it not be able to use the clutch. But maybe if I was driving something with a heavier clutch, like
your
pickup,
truck,
yeah,
like the truck in the back of your yard.
You're just like,
that thing is an exercise within itself, just to try to depress the clutch.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that clutch is heavier than any clutch I've ever felt.
And just for reference, I squat close to 500 pounds, and that clutch is still hard for me to work. I have a lower body that's that shouldn't be good for my size or my height. I'm just a strong motherfucker, and that thing's a pain in the ass.
Some cars, you can stand and press the clutch in. You can stand outside the car and press the clutch in, and do that. And
that is not one of those cars.
And start it. No, you cannot do that in that truck. Mainly, part of it is probably because it's too high off the ground to do that anyway.
Yeah. But even if you like to stand on the fucking runner board, and even try that, you wouldn't do it. You'd probably pull your calf before you even get it to a point where you could even try to start the truck.
You just stand up into the truck before the clutch went down. That's what would happen right there.
And then with my car, it sits too low and the clutch is too far back for me to even think about it. I've tried so many times with my car, and usually when I do it, it's because I'm lazy and don't want to sit down, and my legs just fucking hurt. I can't do it. you know me, I'm not even 6 feet tall. I can't do it from outside the car. Also because to park it, I put it in first, and most of the time I'm parked on a hill and I don't want to roll the car.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, over Christmas and Thanksgiving, I've actually left my car in neutral so many times in parking lots. And it...
Did you have the e-brake on?
No. Oh. No, and it didn't roll away. All 4 times I did it over Thanksgiving and Christmas.
That's good.
Yeah.
Scary.
Shout out to Majestic Theaters in Meridian for having one of the most level parking lots of all time. Because Jesus Christ, I give myself a heart attack every time.
Yeah, that's scary. I almost always put it in first, and like as soon as I shut the engine off, I just slam it into first without even having the clutch in.
Yeah.
And then I pull the e-brake up, depending on it. Especially like if I'm in like a gravel spot, I'll just put it in gear because I know it's not gonna roll anything. If it does, it's not gonna go very far. But if it's on like a smooth area, I'll pull the e-brake up. Yeah. Speaking of my car, my Subaru, I learned that it will in fact on a seal-coated parking lot, in first gear it will drift if the parking lot is wet. Huh. Don't ask me how I know that. Well, but
I know how you know it. We're both fucking retarded hoonigans, but yeah.
You gotta tell me when you're gonna cuss so I can do this, Jacob.
No.
Yes.
You do it for yourself. I'm not a pussy. I'm not afraid to say the fuck word.
Damn it.
You're late. Haha, you can't
I love how I bleeped late and then I said, damn it, like wow, that's gonna work so well. Like now it's twice in there.
Yeah.
This is a shit show.
We are a shit show.
The beep is not working very well. Maybe I'll replace the beep with another sound effect. Who knows?
Just replace it with a fucking honking horn or turbo blow off. That can be our bleep noise. Turbo.
Yeah, because then the YouTube censors wouldn't pick it up either.
Yeah. See, it'd be.
Did you know that? Yeah, because bleeps now actually
add to demonetization.
They'll demonetize you if you have bleeps.
Because YouTube is like actively trying to tank anything that's like not meant for kids between the age of 12 and 16.
Yeah.
But it's fine.
What was the YouTube Kids app even for if they're just gonna do this now anyway? Like
to keep kids from like disabling parental controls and watching Minecraft sex compilations.
Elsa and Spider-Man.
Oh dear God, Elsa and Spider-Man kiss with like 18 asterisks before and after the actual title, and then a really, really shitty Photoshop job of Elsa over Mary Jane and Spider-Man 2.
I hate it.
I bet that's like actually a thing too. I kind of want to... YouTube, come here. We're gonna go on a YouTube deep dive.
Not right now. So we're gonna move to the next
kiss.
So we're gonna move to our next section of Car-mentary, like commentary, but for cars. And what we're talking about today is weight reduction, bro.
Sick weight reduction, bro. That's my favorite Mighty Car Mods meme.
Yeah, dude. So weight reduction, obviously everyone's like, yeah, you can
Yeah, you can take out the radiator, save yourself 20 pounds. Only be able to drive for 5 minutes.
They do that a lot in drag racing.
I bet. Well, yeah, because it has to run for 5 minutes.
Maybe.
It has to warm up, which is really easy without a radiator.
Well, I'm pretty sure drag cars, they just like start them at the line, and they do a burnout, and then they put the do a burnout on ethanol, and then they start using the methanol, and you hear them pop 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 pop, and then they just go.
Yeah.
And then they work on them for an hour and a half, replacing
because
every
those engines are
part
literally only good for 2 to 3 runs tops.
Oh my gosh, they almost have to do a complete engine rebuild. I'm pretty sure they get like one one event out of it, and then they do a complete rebuild.
Yeah.
But they do a quarter mile in like 3 seconds.
Yeah.
It's insane.
I love cars. But yeah, weight reduction. Because if you're faster through the corners, you're faster everywhere.
Yeah, so weight reduction is
you rip shit out you don't need, and all of a sudden, boom, your car lost 40 pounds if you did it right, or if you're lucky.
Well, I see a lot of people doing like weight reduction, quote unquote, and it's like, why? Like, they removed the windows and now their car is full of leaves. It's like, okay, man, whatever you want to do. And then they like they put in like they removed the seatbelt and put in a 5-point harness.
Yeah.
Because they removed all the seatbelts, but they don't have a roll cage, or a roll bar or anything for the harness to go over.
That's a fucky wucky and a half. You don't do that.
Yeah, it was on like it was like an Audi like yours, and it still had the stock seats. And
those seats are garbage.
Yeah.
I spend half my time driving just even on roads trying not to slide out of the fucking seat. Those seats are so ass. I really wish it wasn't leather. Because even if it was cloth, I'd stand a fighting chance.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, leather is the worst kind of seat material. I don't understand why anyone uses it. But anyway, they have this, like, at least if you're gonna do that, if you're gonna put in a 5-point harness without a roll cage, at least leave the stock seat belts in, so that way you can still like clip your seat. You can still clip your seatbelt in on top of that, just in case the 5-point like comes undone or crumples the back of your seat.
Like it most likely will do if you do not have a roll cage in place. Or even like a fucking bar to set it up on.
Yeah, at least have a roll bar.
Yeah,
that's my opinion.
Please be safe, you fucking retards.
Or just don't be dumb and leave the stock seatbelt in still, so it still works the way it's supposed to.
Because if you have the 5-point harness and a seatbelt, you're quadruple safe. Big facts. The more you know.
Yeah. I understand wanting a 5-point without like all the other extra safety gear, because 5 points are really nice for, you know, keeping you in the seat. They don't let you move around.
They keep you fucking planted.
Yeah.
But if you have to scratch your ass without moving your hand, good luck. You won't be able to shimmy your ass around to scratch if you need to.
Yeah, you just hope you're not in the car long enough to have an ass itch. Itch ass. I don't know.
But itch butt. Yes.
Itch butt. Ichabod. But yeah, that's gonna do it for
weight reduction.
Weight reduction, bro.
Fucking Moog, where you at? My boy.
What? Oh, Moog.
Moog.
I thought you were talking about Moog, the suspension part.
No, VTEC Mini.
And I was like, oh yeah, Moog.
VTEC Mini, VTEC Mini.
So let's do some car meme review.
Car meme review. Mark put me in charge of finding car memes.
We're gonna do the first.
And since we all know how stupid I am, Mark, just pull up that first image I sent you.
The first one is Thanos car.
If you do not think Thanos car is the greatest car meme to ever exist, you're fucking wrong. You're just wrong. If you can't hear it, I'm smacking my desk. This is how much I care about Thanos car. The first time I ever saw Thanos car, I was a wee lad about the age of 17, 18 years old.
Yeah, and now you're what, 19?
I'm 20, you dipshit. But when I saw it, holy fuck. It's not that the truck alone just looks hilarious, but the caption, just coming off of a film class, it's writing gold. Like, this needs to be framed somewhere. I mean, Thanos car, top text Thanos car, bottom text Thanos car. Comedy fucking gold. I think I laughed for 20 minutes the first time I saw it. And then I opened my phone to show someone else. I was laughing so fucking hard I couldn't even unlock my phone. It has a fingerprint scanner. I was laughing. No, I was laughing so violently I couldn't hold my thumb in place long enough to unlock my phone. That's how fucking funny Thanos' car is. And to this day, 9 times out of 10, if I see the original Thanos car meme, I will laugh for 5 minutes straight. Like, when I was looking for this meme, I am holding myself back right now, staring at this, to not laugh violently. That's why I picked the one with only top text, because it's not as funny without both texts. Thanos car! Greatest car meme of all time, thank you. Moving on!
The next meme.
Second image.
Is,
it's a fucking normie meme. So,
Yeah,
to all of us
so is
in
Thanos'
the
car.
States, or anyone in North America who gives 2 shits about cars, especially in the States, there's always this war between
Yeah,
the old,
I don't know
70
how many times I've seen this meme, but I think it's in the thousands at this point.
It's everywhere you
here's,
go.
Here's the description of the meme.
Hunting for import cars. Lol, I'm so scared.
Yeah, because, you know, the old 79 Camaros, whew, work of art. Pure gold, good for going in a straight line, not much else.
I'm not really a fan of that body style of Camaro.
We've talked about this, I know you're not, I love it. But then it's got an MK4 Supra, it's like,
Lol, I'm scared. You're so good in straight line, but I have snap oversteer and can kind of turn.
Oh, if only I had a lolly voice.
oh
or
my
something.
god.
Oh, I'm so scared.
Yeah, that would be perfect for that Supra right there. I would honestly.
Yeah.
that's
But I mean, like, there
funny.
really just is something pretty about a jet black Supra with the giant front-mounted intercooler.
Yeah, it looks great, but like.
But at the same
it would be
time,
perfect for
this
a
is the
lolly or like a-
stupidest argument of all time, because the cars are meant to do different things. They're trying to compare fucking watermelons
No.
and grapes.
Well, if you set up a Toyota Supra for drag and you set up a, Camaro for drag,
The Supra's
and
gonna
they're
win most
both
of the time,
like.
honestly.
Well, it depends on what and how they're both modified, Jacob.
Yeah, but like if you keep both engines stock, if you slap some boost on it, maybe do a little weight reduction, throw in your roll cage, throw in your harness, throw in your Hurst short shifter on your Camaro, because you're that kind of guy. We don't need no 2-step. We don't need no fancy clutch setup. We're just gonna fucking pump and dump in that bitch. I think the Supra would win 9 times out of 10, because that fucker can take upwards of 800 horsepower on stock internals with a big ol' fucking turbski. And it just rips. And the Camaro, it'll do a burnout. That's what's gonna kill it. Doesn't have any fucking grip at the rear. I mean, yeah, if you feather your clutch correctly, if you get a good launch, you stand a chance.
Are we saying like drag slicks on both
Yeah.
with a limited slip differential?
Yeah.
Okay, so drag slicks on both, limited slip differential, big block, whatever they had in those for a big block.
3-liter 2J. Or is it 2.5?
Automatic with a high stall torque converter, and a built engine. I'm pretty sure it'd be close at least.
It'd be close. I still think I see the Supra winning 9 times out of 10. Or no, let's say 6 times out of 10. Because it'd be a close fucking race. Same driver. It'd be a close fucking race.
Yeah, I think with an automatic that the Camaro stands a pretty damn good chance.
Yeah, because its manual is kind of garbage.
Yeah, but like with an automatic and a high stall torque converter and getting up on the limiter and stuff and just I think it would be pretty damn fast. Faster than you realize, I think.
Oh yeah, for sure. But that's just me though. But yeah, it's a normie meme. Anyone who just straight up like this meme is not funny. It was maybe funny when you were 12 and just getting into cars and you're like, lol, Supra, best car ever, XD.
It was funny maybe the first time I saw it, and I think the most I got out of it was a little like nasal exhale.
The nasal exhale with the shoulder jump, just peak comedy on the internet. If you get that out of one of your memes, you fucking made it. You've done it.
Yeah. So the next one is why front and back spoiler? Because race car, and it's a Scion TC.
It's a Scion TC with 2 spoilers, because just front wheel drive bullshit.
I hate it.
Mark, we
We're
all
just gonna
know.
skip past
No,
this
but
one.
no, I'm talking. We all know Mark hates the Scion TC. It has a soft spot in my heart. It was my first car. It's kind of a piece of shit, especially the one I used to drive. It's literally falling apart. But we won't talk about that. I think they're cute little cars. They should have been a manual only option. Their automatic was straight doo-doo butthole. They could do fun burnouts. I bet if you were to, put some time into building the engine a little bit, it could be something.
Yeah, it's a Toyota engine. You could probably get some decent.
Well, yeah, it's got the VVTi. That fucker screamed past 4,000 RPM. It sounded a lot faster than it really was, and frankly, from the back, it looks pretty fucking fast. Then you got up front, and you're like, oh, it's just a fucking garbage Toyota with a kind of neat engine. But there's a soft spot in my heart for them. They're so cute. They should have only been manuals. They did burnouts almost everywhere. They're worthless in the
Put
snow.
lipstick on a pig and it's still a pig, Jacob.
Yeah, it's still a fucking pig, but holy shit, that pig could haul ass. Moving on, the obligatory Mustang meme. I'm pretty sure we all know about how dangerous that fucking horse is. Leaving a car
Testing car show exits.
Check this out. I'm gonna punch it out of this car show. Oh shit, there's 20 people under my car. Just Mustang things.
Did you ever hear about the asshole in the it was like a few years ago?
The Porsche 918 Spider on Eagle?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the aftermath of it actually. I was rolling down Eagle the day it happened. But I saw the carcass of that 918. I'm like, oh, that's fucking neat. What's it? Oh, it's dead.
Wait. No, wait. I think it was a Porsche, and it was leaving Edwards Theater, I thought.
Oh, no, it was on Eagle.
Was it?
Yeah.
Maybe it was.
There was a big car show on Eagle, whatever day that was, and it was leaving, and one of my buddies was actually at the show and caught the incident on his Snapchat story.
Yeah. Didn't he hit 4 people or something?
Something like that. Hit the curb, hit a couple people, just being a total fucking dumbass. He probably turned off traction control because he thought he was some hot shit professional race car driver because he had a 918.
I honestly hate people like that. Yeah, no. It's the same thing with the Kevin Hart thing. It's
too much car for a
you just
normal
don't
person.
know. Yeah, you don't know how to fucking drive the car.
Yeah, if you don't know how to drive a car, don't even fuck with turning traction control off. Don't fuck with turning ABS off. We are normal people. The people who drive those cars, they're a different fucking breed. They have brazen balls.
Well, and even I'm pretty sure even race car drivers know when to
Yeah, they know not to fuck around on a public road.
Yeah.
They know their limits. They know the limits of street tires. They know how shitty streets are. It's not a track. You turn traction control off for a track only if you know what you're doing.
Yeah. Well, I don't the Mazda doesn't even have traction control.
Yeah, I've never owned a car that has traction control.
But yeah, I drove a Dodge Challenger Hellcat over Christmas break. That was a lot of fun. But what's scary about it was on a wet road too. So but what's scary about it is you go and you just launch into first gear and you're and the tail end comes out a little bit and you let it just kind of fix itself, and then you're oh shit, I'm going 45 miles per hour because that fucking
you breathe
gearing,
on the throttle and all of a sudden the up front you just hear yeah
but it's crazy because the gearing, first gear tops out at 45.
Oh shit.
I'm used to cars that top out at 20 at first. So it's just what the fuck?
It's just oh, we're still going. You're planted in your seat, just
yeah,
begging for the sweet release of death or a shift.
Yeah. What's interesting though is the total G's that I felt it was definitely more constant, and you felt it a lot. You felt it for a lot longer time. But compared to my WRX, the amount of like just raw like acceleration, like pressing you into your seat, felt about the same as my WRX in like first.
Yeah, cars in
that's
first
the only
gear
time. That's where, the WRX has very weird first gearing. It's like still, it's a really short gearing, but it's still like not quite short enough that like starting in first gear is hard. It fucking sucks. I think it's mostly just because it's a turbo 2-liter with a lot of boost, and it just doesn't make power at low end because it's a turbo 2-liter with just
turbo things. But you know that Hellcat, doesn't it get all of its power between, because it's a supercharger? So what's the supercharger making its peak power at? It's like got to be low to mid, as opposed to mid to high. The turbo.
Well, most of the time, I think it's the other way around, because superchargers, like, the higher the RPM gets, the more boost it makes. It depends on how it's geared. Sometimes,
because like my general understanding of turbos versus superchargers is like turbos are like, you know, that 3,000 to 5,000 range depending on how it's tuned, and then superchargers are, you know, like low RPMs to mid high RPM. And then they start to fall off a little bit, but like you get more torque out of a supercharger earlier, just in general, from my understanding.
Yeah, because they don't have a lag. They make boost at low RPM. However, the boost gradually increases on the supercharger, kind of like boost creep. But it's just because the pulley, you know, it's moving.
Yeah, it's always
so it
moving.
Makes more and more boost.
Yeah, it's connected, you know, directly to the engine spinning as opposed to exhaust gas flow.
Yeah, so it does make more boost up top, but I don't know if it felt like a high end car. Like if you try and just like, it's easy to kill. That engine is easy, even though it's like even though it's a huge engine. It's also in a huge car that weighs 4,000 pounds. Yeah. Fucking.
Well, yeah, that's because Dodge's solution to everything is, oh, it's too fucking heavy. More horsepower.
Yep.
Problem solved.
More horsepower, bigger brakes.
Yeah, I love
that. That thing does have nice brakes though. Like you just barely tap them and it's like.
Yeah. Like the fucking 06 Accord. Jesus Christ, that thing's brakes are retarded. Why did you bleep?
I had, because you said a no word.
I'm gonna keep saying the fuck word, Mark. What are you gonna do about it? You don't have a fast enough reaction time to stop the latency between me saying fuck. I don't know how it sounds on his end, but for me, I say the fuck word, and about half a second after I'm done saying it, there's the bleep. Ah, baited. I didn't even say it, the fuck word that time, idiot. This is why I'm the best pitcher in Wii baseball. They never see it coming. Oh yeah, I brought my Wii up to. Why the grunt headshot noise?
It's a grunt's birthday party.
I know, but why? I digress. Mustangs kill people. Next meme.
Okay.
The obligatory Chevy versus Ford conflict.
How to fix a Ford. Buy a Chevy.
Laughs in redneck. Goddamn right, fucking fix your repair daily, found on road dead. Ah! They're slapping their knee, trying not to spit out their chalk, and they're laughing at their Chevy as they fucking roll down a hill because they laughed too fucking hard at their buddy's phone. Just, oh, fuck! It's not funny.
They got their like Copenhagen in their fucking mouth.
Yeah, they're listening to their freaking Dirk Bentley or their Luke Bryan just climbed up this hill, just fucking flooring it. It's like, yeah, the wheels spin back,
don't you
badmouth
Dirk Bentley. Yeah! Don't you dare badmouth Dirk Bentley.
Hey, no. I'm just saying, like that's what they fucking do. I love Dirk Bentley. You fucking know that.
Okay, good.
But no, here's the thing.
I actually didn't know that.
Oh yeah, you don't really know I listen to a lot of country, do you?
I did. Yeah, not really. I mean, I assumed you at least listened to a little bit since you're from Nampa.
Namper.
But,
Say it right, please.
Namper.
Thank you. It's not Nampa. There's no way.
I'm about to say something really bad, so I'm gonna bleep most of it. But you're a beaner from
Bruh.
Nampa.
Why'd you censor Nampa? Yeah, 2C born and raised, you fucking 1A commie.
I thought I censored the first word a little bit.
You
too
definitely
late,
censored
so-
Nampa.
Did I even censor the first one?
You did, just barely,
Okay.
but you censored Nampa. That was funny. But anyway, the Ford v Chevy debate is about as
Or Dodge
stupid.
or whatever. Like,
Yeah, like it's a truck.
fucking.
Get the fuck over yourselves. We all know if you lift your truck and put the giant fucking sidewalls on it, not the sidewalls, the fucking fender flares like this moron's got, his chromed push bar and his lights. We already know your dick's small. Doesn't matter if you drive a Ford or a Chevy. We can tell you're packing 3 inches. 4 inches maybe if you pop a Viagra.
Sub
We fucking 3. Know, dude. It's
Sub
okay.
3 inches.
Sub
Yeah.
3 pops Viagra. 3.5. Good day for him, but no.
Wait, does Viagra make you longer?
A little bit actually. It's kind of weird.
Oh.
Yeah. Because you know it's just
Did
like
you
it's just
eat-
forcing more blood in there. So it's like, oh well, shit, expand dong.
Jacob, do you know why it's bad to have an erection lasting longer than 3 hours?
Because it's a lot of fucking blood being taken away from your brain.
No. So the real reason is that the blood, once it is in your dick, it doesn't actually pass through.
Oh, it just kinda stays
sits
there. Oh,
and it starts to like congeal
Oh.
into a solid.
Good.
And so they have to like take a syringe and like
Yeah,
manually
that's
pull
right.
it out.
Because there's a
And if
fucking
it gets
spider
any
that
worse-
there's a spider bite that like actually just forces your dick to stay hard for a minute.
Hmm.
And the only way the
Yeah.
hospitals fix it is like, well, they just make it bleed.
Yeah. If they and if it's longer, if it's in there longer than like 4.5 hours, they just start fucking cutting.
Yep, they're done.
Like,
we're gonna make it
ugh.
bleed somehow.
Oh fuck.
You're just like,
Can you
you're just
imagine?
like
Ugh.
just the doctor's like, this is gonna hurt a lot, bud. And you're just screaming in agony as this man slits your dick open so you can have a chance
Yeah,
to keep it.
the worst part is the blood isn't pumping, so it really you can't. There's not a good painkiller for it.
Nope.
Because the blood isn't pumping through.
The only way
it's
for
just
you
in
to
one
hopefully
spot.
not feel that pain is just for them to knock you out and pray you don't wake
Yeah.
up when they start cutting. And then you wake up, yeah, shit's gonna hurt. But imagine how
Uh-huh.
bad that would have hurt while you were
Lots
awake.
of frozen peas. Lots of frozen peas.
Peas are your best friend. And then, you know, since we had a meme making fun of Ford, we have to have a meme making fun of Chevy just to even it out.
Yeah. So,
Buys a new Camaro 6.2 liter V8. Still loses to a 10-year-old Cobra. Ah!
Still loses to a 10-year-old Cobra.
It's so funny, isn't it, Mark? I love making fun of a
Yes.
brand because I bought the competitive brand, and all of a sudden I'm bought into that entire brand. Ah, ha 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 ha. Yeah, I'm talking to you, Apple fanboys, you stupid sacks of shit. You know who you
you
are.
ever watched Louis Rossmann on YouTube?
No.
He hates Apple. He's an Apple repair person, kind of.
Oh yeah,
And
he has every reason to hate
He
them.
fucking hates Apple.
He has every
so
reason to
much
hate
because
Apple. They
they're
make
so
their
dumb.
shit so unrepairable.
Mhm.
Like, I remember when my dad still had an iPhone by his own volition. I don't understand how he could ever do that.
What do you call the Chevy at the top of a hill? A miracle.
This post was made by the guy who rolled his truck down the hill last week and doesn't have a truck and is stuck driving his mom's Honda Civic.
Or like Subaru Impreza. Base.
Base model, not even sport.
I don't even understand the difference between them, to be honest. I don't think there
I
is
don't
one.
really think there is. I think if anything, because my buddy actually has an Impreza Sport. I think
I think you
it's
can still
gearing.
get the base Impreza with a manual.
You can.
Yeah,
It's
kind of cool.
Subaru is one of those
Goodbye.
few companies that still sells cars with the manual.
Except there's so much rev hang, it's like impossible to drive it fast.
Yeah.
Because because you're just like, you like max it out in first gear and then it's like, and then you have to, and then you can shift and it's like, oh god.
But yeah, so my buddy, for his graduation gift, his mom actually bought him the 2019 Subaru Impreza Sport. And like, frankly, I was looking at the numbers. There's like, I think it's a 5 horsepower gain on the Sport. That's it. That's the only difference. It gets a spoiler.
A 9 horsepower gain?
5.
Well, that's like a thing. That's a thing.
Yeah, it's on paper it's an improvement, and when you feel it, it's not even noticeable to the human body most of the time, unless it's.
No, it's not. But you know, it's still.
It's fine, you know.
Okay, so moving on from car meme review.
This has been Car Meme Review. Thanks for checking in. We'll rip your.
We are
fandom
now
apart.
talking about the Toyota GR Yaris.
Yes!
Shout out to my boys at Mighty Car Mod with the Yaris.
The Yaris memes live on, baby! Oh fuck, I wish it's Moog who's the Yaris fanboy.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, my boy Moog. Ever since I started
Yaris
watching
something.
Mighty Car Mods, Moog was always my favorite, because he's kind of like me. He's complete and total chaotic energy to Mark being Marty.
He is very chaotic. I don't know how Marty like deals with him.
It's how you deal with me.
He's ultimate chaos energy.
Yeah. Me and Moog are almost the same person, but he knows more about cars and how to fix shit than I do. Because I'm fucking retarded. But nah, so Toyota, being the good guys that they are, after shitting out what has been the brand new Supra, have unveiled the unholy matrimony of all-wheel drive rally technology, boosted 3 cylinders, and the Toyota Yaris into the beautiful thing that North America will never see. And Jesus fucking Christ, I'm in love with it.
It kind of looks like a Prius. Instantly ruined the car for
No,
you.
I don't see it. I don't see it. It's probably because I refuse to see it. But I mean, it's just a 270 some odd horsepower Yaris.
257.
I saw a number that was in the 270s on Instagram. That might just have been some media spin, but no one knows yet.
It says here from motor1.com, 257 horsepower.
Well, I was
all-wheel drive. Oh, I do like it though. I really like it.
It's gonna be so good, and it comes with the manual.
It's not because it's a hot hatch. It's not a fucking crossover.
Mm-hmm. And it's a Toyota. It's not a BMW. Thank you, Toyota. I knew you were still capable of making your own fucking cars that were good.
Toyota actually made it themselves. They didn't just piggyback off someone. That's what I really do not like about cars these days is everything is just.
It's just a rebrand of another car.
Yeah, that's already
like
been done.
Like the fucking Eclipse SUV. I'm gonna kill Mitsubishi.
And it's happening.
I'm gonna choke out the head of Mitsubishi one of these days.
Well, here's the thing. It's happening in everything. Mm-hmm. So, like, movies are just remakes of other movies.
Yeah.
Like, have you seen a single original movie lately?
Nah.
Other than, like...
Maybe Gemini Man, but I didn't
Ferrari.
even watch it because it doesn't even look good.
Gemini Man was weird. I didn't watch it either. But Ford versus Ferrari was probably the only movie that was original... had like an original premise, and it was just a story about something that like it wasn't a new story. We already knew the story.
Yeah.
Technically, I didn't know the story until I watched it, but we already knew the story, and so it's just like I haven't seen a single new movie in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Like between Star Wars and all that, like.
Yeah, I actually watched a video about this the other day. The problem with most modern movies can be summed up into one word, and it is intertextuality, which is just a fancy way of tying in old shit to new shit. A fancy way of fan service.
Well, you can. The thing is, you can do that with that.
But you can do it so well. Like Marvel has done intertextuality so well over the last 10 years. Because it all tied into some big amalgamation of your favorite cinema heroes duking it out against fucking the inspiration for the Thanos car himself. That is textbook intertextuality done to the best. This new Star Wars trilogy is just intertextuality for the sake of fan service. R2-D2 and C-3PO were there for all the, the guys who grew up with the original trilogy to go, that's R2-D2! That's all he was there for! Anakin's lightsaber? That's Anakin's lightsaber!
The problem with intertextuality is that they don't, it makes movies just not stand alone very well. Like, it's very hard to make a movie stand alone with intertextuality. Like, Thor 2, no one fucking watched that movie because it was all just intertextuality.
Yeah, it was.
No one remembers that movie.
Look, it's Chris Hemsworth being the fucking sexy man that he is, swinging around a hammer again. They literally had fucking Marcy just, look, it's a Mjolnir, halfway through the movie. Yeah, it's the fucking hammer. We've seen it every other frame of that fucking movie. We know what it is, dip fuck. At least Ragnarok was good.
Ragnarok was good.
Yeah, Marvel movies, most of like the standalone sequels to their own movies, they're pretty much pure intertextuality done for.
Yeah.
We have to connect this to the past movie somehow. But I mean, just watching the progression over the 10 years, they began to use the intertextuality more as a callback, like, oh fuck, this is why this is, and this is why that is going to be. This is why, right? It's connecting the dots more as the Star Wars just been, oh. Fan service, yes, my fucking favorite. Oh, fan service is a plot device? Holy shit! It's a movie. Have you seen the new Star Wars?
Yep.
Yeah. It was good, but it was intertextuality
there was
woven
so much
into
happening.
Plot devices that was
couldn't.
too convenient, and it made me hurt. It hurt my fucking head. It just kind of made me upset. It's lazy.
Yeah.
But I will give them this credit, though. They wrapped up this seemingly pointless trilogy very well.
Yeah.
I will give it to them there.
The movie was completely ruined for me by the opening crawl. The first 3 words, "The dead speak."
Yeah.
I just looked at that and I just laughed. I just laughed out loud in the theater. I was like, no, they did not
like, honestly, that is like probably the worst opening to a Star Wars movie I think I've ever seen.
And it was such a short crawl.
It was so short. It was like not even 2 minutes.
The amount of stuff that happened in between the 2 movies.
Oh, it could have been its own movie.
Short crawl.
It could have been its own movie. What happened in between the 2? But Disney just said, "Fuck it, fan service. Everything makes sense now."
Well, and the movie felt very much like a children's movie.
That and like
there
were points in the last half hour of the movie where I'm like, "Oh yeah, it's done now. Oh, it's still going. Oh, it's done now. Oh, it's still going. Oh, it's definitely done now. Nope, there's still 10 more minutes." Like, what the fuck are you like? I know it was there to tie up the loose ends that happened in the fucking in The Last Jedi. I'm getting so mad about this.
The Abomination of The Last Jedi.
We don't talk about that movie, but that movie single-handedly ruined that trilogy. Like, no doubt about it. The Force Awakens, I loved it. Personally, I thought it was really good. It was nice to get, those of us who, like, for Mark and myself, we grew up with the prequels. And personally, I loved the prequels. Because I was a kid, I'm like, lightsaber, Anakin Skywalker. I loved it.
My parents showed me the Star Wars movies and the way they saw the Star Wars movies. Mm-hmm. So I always considered A New Hope to be the first Star Wars movie.
Yeah, that's how my parents showed it to me.
I always watched them in that order. I did not watch them. I watched them as they chronologically came out.
Mm-hmm. You see, that's how my parents showed them to me. But like when I was a kid, like I just couldn't deal with the old visual effects when I was a kid because it just looked bad to me because I was a stupid kid. I couldn't appreciate technology leaps. So like the prequels have always held a special place in my heart because they were for me as a kid, they were fun to watch. They were visually impressive for a 10-year-old. And I just loved the story. Honestly, when I watched those movies, I fell in love with Anakin. Like, not in the weird bromance way, but like, as in like, I loved the fucking character, like the same way I will always love Tony Stark and Iron Man. I fell in love with the character and it kept me hooked, and I fucking loved it. I loved watching him grow between 1 and 2.
I don't like sand.
I don't like sand. It's coarse, it's rough, it gets everywhere.
Gets everywhere.
Yeah. It was a weird character progression, but I loved it so much because you saw the rise and fall of what was supposed to be the most powerful Force user of all time who was going to bring balance to the Force, which arguably he did, but not the way the Jedi wanted him to. You saw the rise and fall, and then eventual rise again as a Dark Lord of the Sith, arguably one of the most powerful Sith to ever exist. And then the new trilogy shows up, it's like, Rey started where Anakin ended, because, you know, plot reasons, knee slap, funny time, yes, women strong, cause we're woke as fuck. And don't get me wrong, it's an amazing story. It was just done so fucking horribly that it just makes me angry. And I really wish that George Lucas.
Rey is such a Mary Sue.
Yeah.
She never takes damage.
She doesn't take damage, and when she does, you know, some tomfuckery happens, and all of a sudden she's fine. She pulls it out of her ass somehow. Like, Rey is a fucking anime character. She pulls wins out of her fucking ass. Like, the Star Wars theme plays, and all of a sudden she's this unstoppable, been training for 800,000 years, lightsaber-wielding master of the Force who can do everything and anything possible within the Force. Because it's convenient.
Part of the whole character arc and, you know, hero's journey is they have to have consequences for their actions.
Thank you.
And she never has consequences for her actions. Ever. Like, I cannot think of one time she had to actually have real consequences for her actions that were not just like, oh,
that were not just like, oh, I'm scared of myself. Oh, I'm kind of sad because my parents died. Oh, I'm scared because I'm alone. Oh, I was deserted on Jakku as a child and my life was kind of ass. That's all there is.
And then it's like, oh, she's a spoilers, by the way.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Okay, go ahead.
She's a Palpatine. It's like, oh, she's a Palpatine. She can shoot lightning out of her hands. That's so
I will
cool.
admit, that was kind of an interesting scene. But, like again, there was no consequence.
It's just an M. Night Shyamalan twist, though.
Yeah, they're just like, how do we make this relevant? Ah, yes, Palpatine didn't fucking die. He escaped to X-Lax, or whatever the fuck that planet was called.
I love how all their new characters are so shitty that they have to bring back old characters because no one would want to watch it without the old characters.
Like, I honestly think this new trilogy had, like, with fucking Finn, that could have been the coolest thing.
Yeah, if
a force-sensitive stormtrooper defect who's suddenly the new hope of the Jedi in the galaxy. That could have been so cool.
That would have been way cooler than Mary Sue.
What's up? What's up? Fucking, what's her name? Daisy Ridley?
Rey?
They took a look at her and they're just like, she's gonna be a fucking Jedi. She is gorgeous. I love her. Her character is neat.
She is a very attractive woman.
Yes,
I will give her that.
She's absolutely
she's a good actor.
Yes,
she is a good actor.
She's incredible. Like fucking Murder on the Orient Express. That's some of her best fucking work.
For her was pretty awful.
Yeah, because Lucasfilm, without the direction of George Lucas, and, you know, Disney execs just trying to deepen their fucking pockets, just like, yes, woke narrative. They just ruined it. And now Lucasfilm is begging for George Lucas to come back and take the reins after this dog shit they call the new trilogy. And I really hope he just comes out and says, yeah, not canon, get fucked, idiots. And we will all accept that with open arms, because
I would laugh.
Holy fuck!
Hard. If he called the new trilogy not canon, I would laugh so hard.
Because, like, frankly, I was fine with the story of Star Wars ending at Episode 6. Yeah, it was such a beautiful ending.
A very good ending.
I mean, yes, technically this new trilogy kind of helped tie up some loose ends, but it also kind of didn't. But it was kind of neat.
Like, the loose ends can be so ignored that it doesn't even matter, though.
Yeah.
Like, the Death Star was blown up and Palpatine was assumed dead. You can just, like, all anyone has to say is Palpatine was because
burned
he
to a
died in the
fucking
Death
crisp
Star.
in the reactor core, then it blew up and incinerated what's left of his body. Darth Vader came back to the light, Anakin was reborn, and, you know, ideal balance to the Jedi is restored to the fucking galaxy, and all they have to do is go chase down former Imperials, drive them into hiding, and all of a sudden, the Mandalorian, you know? There's just random Imperials scattered throughout. Are they strong? Kind of, but only because they hide within their own network. And then, you know, if anything, the new trilogy could just be, you know, like, they tried to resurrect the Empire in the First Order, But like, it was just kind of shit because it just wasn't a backing of the First Order. I'm sorry. It was a shit knockoff of the Empire with garbage leadership, and the New Resistance was just too powerful because they should have been in charge in the first place.
Friendship.
Yeah, friendship.
That was the other thing in this movie. It's just like friendship, and then
I know Ray's alive because I'm like kind of force sensitive, but kind of not.
Every character interaction seemed unearned between like the friendship
like,
thing.
I think the only
you don't even
decent
know each
one
other.
was fucking Poe and Finn. That was like such a
Even
decent
that.
bromance, though.
They've talked on screen for a grand total of like 5 minutes.
Yeah, and also,
So, like,
what the
how
fuck
is that
happened
earned at
between the
all?
Force Awakens, or not the Force Awakens, but the Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker to like kind of make them upset at each other all the time? Did you notice that? Just how kind of pissed off they were at each other most of that movie?
A little bit.
Like, what? I want to know what happened because they
And
were
then-
like best fucking buds, you know, just butt buddies, fuck each other in the ass. It's like, oh god, I love you so much, bro. Yeah, bro, we're fucking tight, we're homies. And it's like, fuck you, you're stupid.
And then Poe is just a drug runner for some reason. Like what? Why do we need to know this?
Backstory. Because if there's a backstory, people fucking
it's my
care.
trademarked. It's my trademarked. It's my trademarked.
Tragic backstory.
But also, can we talk about Babu Frick? The little
I hated that.
I
character so
loved
much.
him! He's just, aha, Minaba, Babu Frick! And he made these
It
funny
was
little
so
noises.
annoying. It was so annoying. I just wanted to fucking
I liked
like
him.
grab it by the throat and just kill it the whole time.
Because he finally
It was
rewires.
so-
He does the rewire thing. He's like, "Maha, what's that?" It's kind of funny.
It's why no but okay. Why did that? And then why was that character like the way it just popped up? It looked like a fucking sock puppet in that last scene.
It was so well, yeah. Because what's the point of
was
the movie
so
without something
weird.
little and cute for any female Star Wars moviegoer to enjoy?
It wasn't even cute. It was ugly as fuck. It was like a bulldog.
But since it's
mixed
so
with
little,
a
it's automatically
fucking
cute to most
snake.
humans. Because like that's why we like babies, because they're little and they kind of have wonky facial features. Because
I
we're
don't like
hardwired from birth through evolution.
I do not like babies.
Okay, well you're the exception. You don't have a fucking heart, but like
I have a heart.
for
It's not
for
for
dogs and
babies.
cars, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like through evolution, we are hardwired to think that an infant of anything is like the most precious little fucking thing at the moment. I like because evolution. But like that's what they had to appeal to like little kids and women for those movies. The little cute shitters that made cute noises and were simple shapes, like the fucking porgs. Holy shit, those things were such a cash grab. And they're so fucking cute! And they go, "Aah!" You know, they make little bitty Chewbacca noises, and Chewbacca bats one away and eats the next one. But and then, like,
Yeah.
in the fucking Force Awakens, they had BB-8. The thing's
People
two
were
fucking
asking-
circles.
People were like what happened to the porgs on the Millennium Falcon? And now I'm realizing
Chewbacca ate them.
probably ate them.
He kept them as air quotes pets, but he was grooming
I feel
them
so
to be his
bad,
next
like
to me.
for Chewbacca in the new trilogy.
Oh, he just
'cause
gets
all
his
of his friends are
heart
dead.
ripped apart.
He may as well be what was it, little Uzi? Push me to the edge.
Yeah.
All my friends are dead. Push me
Yeah,
to the
first
edge.
he loses
All
Han.
my friends are dead. Is that little Uzi?
Yeah, that's easy. I
Yeah,
got
that's
you.
right.
I got you with the pop culture references.
Yeah, so he lost Han and Leia and also Ben. Like people don't realize it, but Chewbacca was very close with Ben until he turned to the dark side. So that was just like, it's like sad for Chewbacca because he has no friends except for C-3PO and R2-D2 now.
Well, he has Lando.
Oh, that's true.
Lando
He has
lived.
Lando. I forgot about Lando.
Yeah, he's pretty worthless. He's only worthwhile
was a-
until the
that
very end of
was
the
a-
movie.
That was a cash grab character to reintroduce.
Yeah.
Like, talk about a cash grab.
And then the absolute rip-off
Lando.
of the Avengers final battle right there at the end. Hello?
Yeah. And everything's... all the fucking like I understand that like dark battles make it seem more tense, but but the reason they make battles so dark now is because it's easier to make CGI look good in the dark.
Because if it's
It's
too
really
bright, you can
easy to
see
make it.
editing lines, and you can just
Yeah,
you
and
can
you
just
can
see how
see-
fake
yeah.
shit is.
Yeah.
But-
But like they make it dark so it looks realistic, but it's just everything's so dark and just muddy and like hard to see what's actually happening in the action. And it's like, I hate it so much.
Yeah, but I mean, like, at the end of the day, I enjoyed the movie as a movie. I hated it for it trying to, like, it wrapped up the trilogy in a relatively satisfying way. It brought an objective to the chaos of this trilogy, and for that, I'll applaud J.J. Abrams. Because if he would have just been in charge of this whole trilogy, I think there would have been something good there.
Yeah, because he handed it off to like Ryan something.
Yeah,
right?
they handed it
For the
off
second movie.
to Dipfuck McNumbnuts, who totally botched
Well,
The Last Jedi.
I think he was. Doesn't he make like heist movies or something?
I think so.
And he's really good at making heist movies. And so he kind of made it like a heist movie, but that's not the way Star Wars movies are supposed to go.
Ryan
if it was a
Johnson.
completely Ryan Johnson. If it was a completely different movie on a completely different series, it would probably be fine.
Yeah.
And it would probably work really well as a standalone movie, but it's not. And so that's kind of what happened. They just picked the wrong guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't think he's that bad of a director.
Yeah,
I think
because
they just
he
fucked
did
up
Knives
picking
Out.
him. Mm-hmm.
It's brilliant. It's just, it's not his kind of movie.
Ryan
Yeah,
Seacrest?
Ryan Johnson.
Oh, Ryan Johnson.
Yeah, Knives Out, Looper. This is, Breaking
it's Ryan
Bad.
with an I.
He
Who
did
the
3
fuck?
episodes of Breaking Bad.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, this man is a genius for a very specific type of movie, but they just made a bad call on letting him direct a Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
I
He did
mean,
Looper. I've never seen Looper, but
me
I
neither, but everyone says it's absolute fucking genius. So I'll just...
I haven't seen Knives Out either. I haven't seen any of his movies, but like he does.
He's done critically acclaimed work in the past, but it's for a
Yeah.
very specific movie archetype.
Yeah.
And then they throw him at Star Wars, and I bet he just kind of looked at him and was like, what the fuck do you want me to do with this? This isn't my specialty. And you know, he shit out.
Maybe he
shit
wanted
out
to
a
take it
movie,
on
and
as like a challenge.
it made money because it had the Star Wars name attached to it.
Did you hear that 1917 already beat that he already beat Star Wars at the box office?
Wow,
Yeah, it's kind of sad.
well, I mean, that's impressive because you know it's not a Disney movie. That's gonna do something nice.
I want to see 1917 really bad.
Me too. I love a good war movie.
Really good.
I have a buddy who watched it. He said it was pretty fucking good. But
Yeah.
we'll just have to wait and see
Well,
on that one.
I think we're gonna wrap up the podcast here.
Yeah, thanks for
Until
sitting
later,
through a fucking
retards.
movie
We
review.
will be here. Yeah, we just had a little impromptu Star Wars movie review.
We're gonna try
there,
and
but
get back to once a week. We're gonna try.
Yeah,
But
we will.
my
We will
schedule's
get back
ramping
to
up
once a
to crazy amounts of holy fuck. So yeah, we'll see.
All right.
We'll see you next time.
See you fuckers later.
Peace off, retards.